Hello and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for 6 weeks actually, and by the title of this video, I'm sure you know why. I am so excited to share this video with you guys because it is like the closing of one chapter and like the opening of another chapter. This is the closing of my pregnancy journey that you guys have been with me on for the last 9 months. And then it is a new chapter of me raising my son and showing you all of our milestones. So I'm gonna cry. Like, let me keep it together. My hormones are absolutely crazy, but it has been about 6 weeks now. I told myself that, I want to spend as much time after labor, like not being on social media, like spending all my time with Caden. So about 6 weeks, it has been 6 weeks now, and he is the most perfect, precious little baby. And I am so excited to share him with you guys. He is adorable. I will introduce you. His name is Caden James, and he will make his little appearance at the end of this video. So if you want to stick around and meet him, we will introduce him at the end of this video. So if you guys are new here, my name is Misty, and this is my channel, Pinch of Ginger. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe. I am so excited that you're watching this video. Like, thank you. Hi, how are you? And I just want to let you guys know this video is going to be super chatty. So if you want to get your snacks, get a drink, we're going to be talking. I did vlog certain pieces, but labor is it's crazy. So go ahead and let's get into the video. For the 87,000th time I tried to film this. All right, so Rue is making an appearance. Wesley is home now, taking care of Caden. Caden is eating, so if you hear any crying, Caden is eating his food right now. But how do I even start this? So, all right, I think I was 37 weeks and I was dilated to 1. So I went to my OBGYN and they were like, you have already dilated to 1. At your 38th week visit, we will see where you're at. So then I went back to the doctor. I had Caden at 39 weeks. So my due date was on April 30th and we had him April 27th. So I went back to my doctor on the 38th and I was dilated to a loose 2. So I thought I was going to go into labor way earlier than what I did go. And labor is crazy. And I just want to say a disclaimer. Everybody's labor is different. I watch plenty of YouTubers and every single person, everybody is different. So just because my labor went a certain way doesn't mean yours is going to go the same way as mine is. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody works its own way. And I just want to say, just because my labor went this way doesn't mean your labor is going to go this way. So this is just my story and what happened to me. So I go back at my first week of my 39th week. I went back and I had high blood pressure and they were like, we're going to induce you. And I just I did not want to be induced. Every time I hear somebody who's been induced, their labor has just been very difficult. It's taken them hours. They're in the hospital for hours, and that's just something I didn't want for myself. I worked so hard through my pregnancy to not get induced. I did all the yoga, the stretching, the drinking the different teas, and just things that you're supposed to do. Like, I was just like, I've worked so hard, I do not want to be induced, and then just have this experience that I built up in my head that happens to people when they get induced. So I didn't want that. And they were like, we can break you tomorrow. And I was like, no. I made a whole birth plan, and if you want to see my birth plan, I'll leave it down below. Just kind of what I wanted, or I can make, if you want to leave a comment and be like, what was your birth plan? I can make a whole video on what my birth plan was, what I wanted, how we were doing stuff. Like, I made a whole birthing playlist for when I was in labor because I just wanted to set the mood. That's just me. And if you're like that, honey, we're right here. We're together. We're the same people. And so my blood pressure is high. I've never had high blood pressure. So I was just like, look, I can't be induced. I just don't want you to break my water. I don't want any of that. I don't want to schedule an induction. Like, that's not what I want. I hope it's called induction. But so they were like, it was like a Thursday, and they're like, all right, come back Monday and we'll check your blood pressure. And we went Monday the 26th, and everybody thought like I was gonna have my baby on the 26th. Like, the moon was out and full and beautiful, and they're like, things happen on a full moon. And I was like, I don't want my baby being on the 26th. Like, I really thought Kaden was gonna be here on April 30th. I go back on Monday. We had a beautiful weekend. I go back on Monday. Like, I was like, if I get induced on Monday, we need to get baby boy's nursery ready. We need to get our room ready. I need to do laundry. I need to organize my closet. I need to organize the drawers because Kaden was going to look in our drawers. Apparently, in my mind, that's what I was doing. I was nesting. And I was in like nesting overload. So I think I had one of Rose's hairs in my mouth. So had a beautiful weekend, organized, did everything that me and Wesley could do as a couple for like our last moments of it just being me and him. And so I go back on Monday and my blood pressure was fine. My blood pressure was low. And everything was good. And they're like, we can do an anatomy scrape. I think that's what it's called. If that's not what it's called, leave a comment down below and correct me. It's like they like scrape, or they like get it going, or get you going into labor. And I was like, no, I just want him to feel like he can come naturally. Like, he is not being rushed. I just want to ease into labor. And so I've had Braxton Hicks, and Braxton Hicks for me just felt like a hard couple of cramps. Like, had my period, cramp kind of feeling is what Braxton Hicks felt like to me. Never felt a contraction in my life. I'm a first-time mom. Never felt anything. Everything was smooth. The only thing that was really bad, I had really bad heartburn and acid reflux. My last 2 to 3 weeks, I was dying. I had to sleep sitting up. If I laid down, I just felt like lava was in my throat. So then we go to sleep on April 26th, and I don't know, for some reason I just felt uneasy. It took me a while to go to get comfortable and get into bed. And at 3:45 in the morning, I was asleep. And in my dreams, when I was sleeping, I was having the worst pain in my dreams. And I woke up and I was drinking tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of water. And I woke up and my pajama pants were soaking wet, just drenched. And I was like, did I pee on myself? What is this? And my mother-in-law, Wesley's mom, was like, when your water breaks, it's not gonna feel like peeing on yourself. And I kept saying that in my head, like, it's not gonna feel like you peed on yourself. But this felt like I peed on myself. So I go to the bathroom and I'm not feeling any contractions. Wesley's like asleep, and I'm just in the bathroom like, am I in labor? No, like, you're not in labor. I kept talking myself out of being in labor. So I come back in the room and I wake Wesley up and I'm like, hey. And he's like startled because it's like 3-something in the morning. And I'm like, will you check I like took my pants off. Like, I'm just walking around the house and I'm like, my pants aren't that wet. And so I'm like, can you feel my pants? And I'm like holding my pants like above him, and he's like laying in the bed. I'm like, can you feel my pants? He's like, feel your pants. And I'm like, yeah, they're wet. I think my water broke. And his eyes just got huge. I was like, your water broke? And I was like, yeah, or I peed on myself. So he was like, I don't think that's it. So he goes into the bathroom and I start bawling, crying. Like I was like, I'm gonna film my whole birthing process, my whole labor. I was a hot mess. I was crying. I just couldn't get it together. This is like, I was freaking out. I was trying to calm myself because in my mind, after watching everybody's like YouTube blog, like studying what birth was gonna feel like your body opens up like a flower. I was like, I'm about to go through the worst pain in my entire life. I've watched a documentary. I'm like, this doctor is like, it feels like 75 bones breaking in your body when you go through labor. And that's what I thought, like in my mind. I don't even think I've ever had a bone break. Like I've had like a sprained ankle, but I've never had extensive pain like that before. I don't know. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, it's about to go down. So I'm bawling, crying in the bathroom. Wesley is like the calmest I've ever seen him in my life. He's like, we're going to call the doctor. We're going to get it together. Can you not do this on camera? And we're going to have it together. We're going to get our stuff. We're going to put in the car. We're in labor. And I'm like, well, no, I haven't felt a contraction yet. Like I could have peed on myself. I don't know what's going on. And right when I said it, I'm like sitting on the toilet, like trying to talk to him. And as soon as I said, I've never felt a contraction, this pain, this did not feel like a cramp. This did not feel like, a Braxton Hicks. This felt like pain. I just want you to know that I can't even describe the pain that was coming on in words. Like it is painful. And so I look at Wesley and I'm like, I'm having contractions. So I call my OBGYN and this is like probably like we got to the hospital probably like 4:15, 4:30. So it's probably, we live 5 minutes away from the hospital that I went into labor. So it's probably like 3:54 in the morning. And my OBGYN was like, yeah, honey, you're in labor. And I couldn't grasp it. Thank God for Wesley because I was a mess. I was a whole mess. And I kept telling him our whole pregnancy, I was like, you're going to be a mess and I'm going to be perfectly fine. Total opposite. He did amazing. So we get to the hospital and nobody's there. And I kept telling myself, like, you're going to vlog. I never vlogged, like going into the hospital, none of that. But I did. All right. So we get in the car. Wesley put everything in the car. He put all of our luggage, everything in the car, and we were on our way to the hospital. We lived 5 minutes away, so we got there super fast. And when I got to the hospital, it was like 4 in the morning, 4:15, and nobody was there. Like we never did a test run. We never we would drive by the birthing center and we would see where it was at. So like, oh, we park here. This is the birthing center, but we never went inside. Like I pre-registered for like my room and everything like that, but we never went in the birthing center. So we get there and there's like the first level, it's like 5 levels. So the first level, excuse me, can mommy have space? So we get there and nobody is on the first level. Like this is where you like check in and everything. And I know because it was so early in the morning, nobody was going to be there. But I was like, what do I do? So I'm like pressing buttons and there's like the elevator camera and they're like, oh, hi. And I'm like, hi. Wesley's in the car and I'm just walking around dying of contractions and just like trying to hold it together. And I'm like, hi. To the camera and I'm like, I'm in labor. And they're like, oh, get in the elevator, come on up to the second floor. So I get to the second floor and it's just like this long hallway and there's like doors and I'm like, do I go in these doors? Like, what do I do? I'm walking down the hallway and then I finally see like a desk with like nurses and I guess my OBGYN called them and they're like, are you Misty? And I'm like, yeah. And they like get me in a wheelchair and they're like, here you go. We're going. Process is starting. And I was like, I gotta call Wesley. He's in the car. So I call Wesley and they're like, he had to go like a totally different way because of COVID. they like took me, and then they like made him go like around like on a scavenger hunt around the hospital to get to me. So he finally gets there, and I'm in the room, and they're like checking everything, my vitals, like how far along I was. And when I went into the hospital, I was dilated 4. And they're like, you're in pre-labor? And I was like, okay. And they're like, we're gonna get you all booked in, and we're gonna get you in a room, and it's time. Wesley found me, we were in the room together. So then they move us, we've got all of our stuff, all of our luggage, everything into the delivery room. And once I got into the bed and they got like my IV and everything in, I was doing okay. And I have footage I did film, and I'll show you that now.
All right. We've been here at the birth center for about a little over 2 hours now. In the middle of the night, Misty's water broke, and around 4 a.m. and we've been here ever since. Because baby Caden is on the way, and we can't wait to meet him. But mom is doing good. She just got her epidural about 30 minutes ago.
Hungry.
She's hungry. Legs are completely numb.
Look at the baby thing he goes in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Got some chill music playing.
Here's a little board. So we've been here for about, what would you say, 5?
It's 11:14.
6 hours.
Yeah.
We've been here for 6 hours. Everything is progressing. You have a ball through your legs.
Peanut ball.
Peanut ball through your legs. You're eating these ice chippies. How are you feeling?
I am very itchy, but they say that's from like the epidural. And I got my IV, my blood pressure, and I'm doing stuff to me and Wesley's like birth playlist. Yes, we made a playlist. So, but everything's good. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I got a nap in. I am running off adrenaline, making sure you're okay.
I know. Look at your fingernails.
Caden's here. Here he is.
Wow, I look crazy. He right here. This is Caden. Caden James.
Hey, baby boy. We love you.
How you feeling, Dad?
Oh. I'm so happy he's here.
Oh, yeah. He's so tiny.
Yes.
Y'all, I am exhausted, but we finally went from our labor and delivery room to our actually like staying the night room. I kind of got the window open so a little light comes in. Wesley's watching baseball. Our friends Don and Kelly brought us some pizza, and I ate a whole pizza in less than 5 minutes. And I'm breastfeeding, so I have my water jug here. And we just basically took over this room. So baby boy is on a breastfeeding schedule and he is sleeping. Wes is playing on his phone. And Kaden wants to stare at him 24/7. And I'm just over here like I didn't just have him. So I'm going to get some rest. And I'm actually going to make this sign and try to get some rest. And Wesley's going to watch baseball. So I'll update you guys a little bit later.
Perella, thank you. This morning, President Biden is walking into his 100th day in office on the heels of his first major address to Congress.
The hour-long speech covered a lot of ground, but focused on
What you doing?
to move the country forward with some ambitious policies. Jerry Hills in Washington with the
Flexible, my bones are brittle. I got all this free time now in the morning. Might as well do something.
At least one of us will. Sleepy boy. Okay, limber. Hi, so it's been a while since I've updated you guys last, and I've been breastfeeding, and my boobs are absolutely sore. And I know there's like everybody's like has their own thing about breastfeeding. I am still breastfeeding, but I'm also adding formula in because I need him to gain weight and his sugar to be up. Because my breast milk hasn't fully came in yet, but there's like colostropin, I want to say, that's coming out, and he is getting mad that it's not coming out fast enough. So we're doing a little bit of formula, a little bit of breastfeeding, and he is super content now. He is with his daddy. They're just over there hanging out, eating. Wesley's got the game on. It is so loud. But they're over there having a great time. And we get to go home tomorrow. This is what I've looked like for 24/7. So I haven't posted literally anything. Like I was like, oh yeah, if you've watched my diaper bag, what I packed in my diaper bag, I didn't use any of my makeup. But I did use all of my skincare, so there's that. But yeah, no, it's been a good time, a good recovery. I am a little sore. I did do a vaginal birth with an epidural, and I'm very surprised of the feeling. I had a very nice birth, so I will say that. So we will let you know how tomorrow goes when we go to get him in the car and we go home. So much fun. We'll see how he likes that. Yes. Caden's first car ride home. Here we go. I'm in the back. Y'all know I get car sick, so let's see how this. Look at him. He's just sleeping, hanging out. We're ready to go home for the first time. So there is some stuff that we did film and we didn't film because, like, you just can't guess what's going to happen in labor. Like, things happen either really fast, really slow. Things happen immediately. You have people coming in and out. Like, the filming process for us was just a lot. So I got my epidural and my nurse was amazing. If I could remember her name, I loved. She was amazing. We got them Krispy Kreme donuts too, just so you guys know. We took 2 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts with us to give the nurses for like a thank you for like helping me and my hot messness. And so we were doing great. I made my playlist. She was amazing. She was the sweetest nurse. She was a huge John Mayer fan, and I had some John Mayer music on my playlist. And as soon as my epidural kicked in, I was doing great, honey. I was 5 when I fell asleep, and I was 9 centimeters dilated when I woke up. Like, I was Snapchatting, I was on Instagram, like FaceTiming all my friends and family, like, baby's coming. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm okay now, I have an epidural. And I had a spinal tap. So I know everybody's like, I'm not an epidural fan. Like, I want to do a natural birth, and that's perfectly fine. I cannot take pain. I am not the girl to take pain. And I knew I wanted an epidural. I did everything else perfectly, but I knew for myself and my body that I needed an epidural. So got my epidural, got my spinal tap, and it hurt. The epidural hurt, but like, even when they did my epidural, like, they made everybody, it was Wesley and all my nurses and everything, go to the other side of the room, and they had to hold me over, and I felt the needle that numbed me. Hey, girl. And then I felt nothing else, but you can definitely feel pressure. But after that, I felt fine. Took a nap, was good to go, ready for labor. So back to my nurse. She was amazing. And she was a huge John Mayer fan. And I had a long playlist of music. And I had all girl doctors, which I didn't want any like students in the room. I wanted it to be like very like female positive. You got this, girl. We're here for you. You're going to birth this baby. Let's go. So, not saying I didn't want any men in the room, but I just felt like it was like very women positive. And Wesley was there. It was a great time. So, literally, she was like, let's practice pushing. We had John Mayer on our speakers on like volume 10. Let's go. Gravity, we're playing. All the music. So shout out to John Mayer being on my playlist. And so we were having like a whole concert while I was practicing pushing. Well, I guess Caden was ready. And so I pushed about 8 times and they told me to stop. So he was ready to come. Like, he was like, Mom, I'm here. I kept telling Wesley, don't look down there. Like, you're not going to look at me the same once you see all my craziness. And he was like, no, you're the love of my life. Like, I want to see what's happening down there. And I was like, okay. And so he's like, I see hair. There's so much hair. And I was like, my heartburn. That was all my heartburn. And so she's like, stop pushing. Don't do anything. I'm getting all the doctors. So they're all come in, put their gloves on. We're ready. My legs up in the air. We're ready, girl. And they're looking at me and I'm looking at them. We have the music on blast. And she's like, push whenever you're ready. And I was like, okay. So I pushed about 4 more times and boom, Caden was here. And the feeling of that, they were like, there's going to be a ring of fire. I never felt the ring of fire. Also, it felt like Caden felt like Jello when he came out. And he was just beautiful. And they just threw him on my chest. And I bawled my eyes out. Like, it was just like a wave of just happiness, and he's healthy, and everything that I thought was going to happen to me or to him it was amazing. And I could not ask for a better birth. I could not ask for a better hospital that I gave birth in. And it was just a magical moment to see me become a mom, and then to watch Wesley become a father was just amazing. And I loved every second of it. When we got home, like our first time being home, I stared at Caden to just make sure he was alive. Like, I didn't get any sleep because I was just like, are you alive? Are you breathing? Am I doing this right? Like, that was me for 24 hours. Like, I had to like make sure he was okay. Like, he was still breathing. Like, I'm not doing this wrong. And Wesley just had it. He was so calm. He was very like, I needed him. He was there. He's amazing. He's an amazing father. Oh, my baby's crying. But I'm going to wrap this video up because I'm going to go help Wesley. Thank you guys so much for watching my birth story and my labor and delivery vlog. I love you guys. Thank you for coming on this journey, and we are closing this chapter to a beautiful new chapter of our milestones and moments with Caden. I'm going to go make sure that they are okay, and we're going to give Caden a little introduction to meet you guys. And if you are new here, thank you for watching, and go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, everybody. So I do have a special guest, and he just got in here. He has had a feeding. He is up and ready.
And he got a fresh outfit.
And Wesley wants to show you guys his outfit. So, all right, babe, you can bring him to me. And we're going to show this is his first debut. All right, everybody. This is Caden. This is Caden James.
Show him the shirt.
And his shirt says, ooh, hold on if I can get, come on, you have a kissy? His shirt says, Daddy's little guy. All right.